Hello, my friends. Welcome. Oh, hold on. Live video still starting. Hello, my friends. Welcome to another episode of Deep True Crime, where we dive deep into all these cases that have either occurred in the past or are currently going on. And in today's video, I'm sharing with you, I feel like if I don't do my part, I'm not doing my part. And there's this little 7-year-old girl who is out there missing. And I feel like we all need to come together and raise as much awareness as we possibly can in the case of the missing little girl. It's so sad, Harmony Montgomery. What has happened to Harmony? This little girl has been missing since 2019. 2019 she's been missing and no one knows where she's at. And that's exactly what makes this so sad, because we should have an idea. If she's been missing since 2019 but only reported missing recently, we should have some answers and bring some justice to little Harmony Montgomery. We don't even know what type of justice, but we know that two people out there know a lot more than they're sharing. See, she's been missing since 2019, but she was only reported missing on November 18th of 2021 by her biological mother, Crystal Sorey. Little Crystal is about 4 feet tall and 50 pounds with blonde hair and blue eyes. She is blind in her right eye and should be wearing glasses. The most recent photographs available were taken when she was 5 years old. And that's why we need to find out more. Now, Massachusetts, they're conducting its own investigation into Harmony's case as to why the courts would have placed her into the custody of her father, who is known to have a violent past. That's right, her deadbeat junkie father, who was awarded custody of her. And, he was awarded custody of her, who is now his missing daughter. I mean, they gave him custody even though he served 18 months in prison for shooting a man in the face months before her birth, right before she was born. Adam Montgomery, the guy you see on this video right now, he was jailed for 18 months after pleading guilty of charges including armed robbery, armed assault, to murder. That's right, he almost killed this guy. And this was in 2014. Adam Montgomery's then partner, Crystal Sorey, she was 3 months pregnant with Harmony when her brutal boyfriend blasted drug dealer Robert Jacobs in the chin and narrowly avoided killing him. Miraculously, Jacobs survived and was able to identify 31-year-old at that time, Montgomery. His street name was Ace. And he was able to identify Montgomery by his distinctive Boston tattoo spanning his back that was exposed as the two men were fighting. And so we know that the courts put into his hands this young little girl. They gave him sole custody. And this is where it's hard, because Manchester police, they opened an investigation into her disappearance in December of 2021. This was again 2 years after she had been missing. She had been missing for 2 years. And so here she is. She disappears. No one says anything for 2 years. And so now Manchester PD, they opened up an investigation because because she was last seen with her father and stepmother. And so now, since they have charged Harmony's father, Adam Montgomery, with felony second-degree assault stemming from a 2019 incident with a child. And so neither Adam nor Kayla Montgomery, the stepmother, they have not been charged in connection with her disappearance. But Adam does face misdemeanor charges of endangering the child's welfare. Harmony, she was seen with her father and stepmom up to 2 weeks after they first told police they had last seen the missing girl, according to the new update on the case, that they had last seen her when he was taking her to her mother. And so investigators, they now believe that Harmony actually disappeared sometime between November 28th of 2019 and December 10th, 2019, after multiple witnesses reported that they saw Harmony with her family after the Thanksgiving holiday of that year, despite her father's insistence that he had taken Harmony to go live with her mother. So these witnesses easily contradict what they're sharing about her disappearance. And so he's saying, no, I took her to Crystal, her biological mom, right around that time. And now witnesses say, no, you did not, Adam. Stop lying. And so authorities, they're saying that Adam and his wife Kayla Montgomery, their two common children, the two children that they have together, that their two common children and Harmony, who would have been 5 years old at the time, they were actually evicted. They were evicted from this home that you see on the screen. They were evicted from their home on 77 Guilford Street in Manchester on November 27th of 2019. And so this would actually be right around the time that she was last seen. Now remember, the witnesses say that they saw her right around Thanksgiving. And so the authorities, they're saying between November 28th and 2019, this is when she disappeared. Now, remind you, November 28th is 1 day after they were evicted from this home, 77 Guilford Street. And so this is where it's like, okay, if this is the case, so multiple individuals, they report seeing Harmony with Adam and stepmom Kayla in the following days. However, by December 6th through the 10th, somewhere around that time, Adam and Kayla apparently had only their two common children, and no one knew where Harmony was right around that time. Why it took 2 years for anyone to think this? Well, if he's telling everyone that she went to live with her mother, Crystal, they have no choice but to believe that at the time, because it would be 2 years before she is reported missing, right? And so witnesses told police that during that time, Adam and Kayla and their children were homeless and living out of their cars, possibly in the north end of Manchester. And so what kind of cars were they driving about that time? That's the next question. So what kind of cars were they living out of? And so authorities, they described their vehicles as a 2010 silver Chrysler Sebring with an askew rear license plate and a dark blue 2006 Audi S4 that was in poor condition. These were the two vehicles that they owned. Now, let me be clear. These two vehicles that you're seeing on the screen, that's not the actual vehicle. These are two vehicles that show you what that car would look like. This is not their vehicle, but this is what their vehicle looks like. Okay? I want to be clear on that through this. So Adam, he had been awarded full custody of Harmony. Allegedly even told investigators that he had not seen his daughter since around Thanksgiving of 2019 when Crystal Sorey, her biological mother, his ex-girlfriend, came to pick her up. And this is according to court documents. And so, but Sorey, she adamantly denies that account. She adamantly says there's no way he did not bring her to me. And so she's telling authorities that the last time she spoke to little Harmony is that she did that through a FaceTime call. Now, FaceTime is a Facebook thing. Actually, FaceTime is actually an iPhone thing. I've not even used that word in so long. I'm thinking Facebook, FaceTime. But no, that's not the case. FaceTime is actually an iPhone video chat. And so she says that she video chatted through FaceTime with her daughter right around the Easter time of 2019. Now, she said Adam and Kayla cut off all communications and blocked her on social media. You see, the courts awarded Adam full custody of little Harmony. And so, Sorey, she lost custody of her daughter in 2018 due to a substance abuse issue. So she did drugs and she lost her. But apparently, he did it too. So, but, she told police she regained her sobriety and tried to find her daughter by visiting addresses where she believed Adam had lived. And she even called local schools, but she was never able to track Harmony. And so she told the Daily Beast she believes the new timeline where the investigators are saying right around November 29th and those 10 days, she believes that is more accurate. And that this shows that Adam and Kayla may not have been telling the truth about when her daughter disappeared, because this new timeline actually contradicts what Adam's trying to tell the police as to when she left with Crystal. And so that basically catches him in a lie, and Kayla as well. They're caught in a lie. And so, she's completely cut off from seeing her daughter. She has no answers. No one's telling her anything. She's upset. And she's like, she even says, I wasn't told at all that Harmony could have been staying in the car with them. So that's new information to me, because they're following up with as many witnesses as they can come across, right? And so we don't know more outside of that. So she can only go off of what she's being told, and now she's being told that they had been living outside of a car. 3 kids, 5 people living outside of these sedans. Wow. And so she says, I strongly believe that the new timeline is more accurate. Multiple people reached out to me as well saying they saw my daughter at the Fit Shelter on Lake Avenue in early December of 2019. And I made sure they reached out to the police to give all information, small or large. And so if multiple people are reaching out to her that they saw her daughter at the Fit Shelter in early December, that would even kind of contradict that timeline of November 29th through the December 10th. And so that needs to be investigated a little more. Okay. And so, So somewhere along this timeline is when she went missing. So I guess that so much wouldn't contradict it, because if she was there in early December and somewhere between December 10th is when she was gone, that would add more accuracy actually to that timeline. And so, she is also sharing that it just doesn't sit right for her. Obviously, right? It doesn't sit right. She says, it doesn't sit right with me that this woman was in the dark the whole time. Now, she's referring to Kayla Montgomery, the stepmother. It just doesn't sit right with me that this woman was in the dark the whole time and Adam Montgomery didn't tell her anything. That was a quote directly from her. I've always thought that she knows more than she is saying. Obviously, right? They both know more than they are saying. That is what also is so tragic about this, because they know. Someone knows more than they're saying. And so Kayla, she told investigators that she had last seen Harmony in November or December of 2019. And she was heading to work and said Adam told her he was driving Harmony back to Crystal in Massachusetts. Now, these are according to court documents. So that's what Kayla, the stepmother, is saying about this. Also, really contradicting this stuff, right? Obviously, because they know more. It is so obvious that they know more. And so authorities, they arrested the stepmother, Kayla, not because of the disappearance, not because she is missing. They originally arrested her on allegations of welfare fraud. Okay? Because she was receiving food stamps on behalf of Harmony, even though the young girl was no longer living with the family. So she had been collecting food stamps, I don't know, about $1,500 worth of food stamps while she was no longer in their custody. And so this past week, Kayla was back in court, and that's the picture you're seeing on your screen right now. And she pleaded not guilty to new charges that she faced in court, including a felony theft charge. Now, prosecutors, they did drop that welfare theft that we were talking about, but replaced it with 3 new charges alleging Montgomery had claimed food stamps in Harmony's name on 8 different occasions while she was not living with her. But 6 of those incidences fell outside of the statute of limitations. And so they can't really pursue that. At a bond hearing this past week, her attorney requested that her $5,000 bond be lowered, arguing that she was not a flight risk and requesting that she be released into a drug rehabilitation program. And so $5,000, my guess is she'll be free here shortly, paying that $5,000. The assistant Hillsborough County District Attorney, Jesse O'Neill, he opposed that request. He is suggesting that the allegations against her could change as the investigation into Harmony's disappearance continues. He says, and this is a quote by him, "Maybe now it looks like an innocuous theft charge, welfare fraud charges, but she knows what we are going to learn as the investigation continues." And so the judge decided to keep the bond set at $5,000. And so Adam, he is behind bars after investigators arrested him on a series of charges connected to allegations that he had given a black eye to Harmony in July of 2019. And this was after Montgomery's, he told a relative, Harmony's uncle, his brother, he told him about this black eye, and he even told his brother that he bashed her around the house. That makes me sick to my stomach. Excuse me. And so Kevin Montgomery, the brother that allegedly, he did contact the Child of Family Services, the District of Child and Youth and of Family Services in July of 2019 after observing Harmony with a black eye, as well as being forced to stand in the corner for hours. That is child abuse, Adam. Child abuse. Obviously, this angry man, how did she get put into the custody? I don't know what people were thinking. I can tell you, when I was younger with my two brothers, people had reported my mom being an unfit mother. And so we were put into foster care. I fortunately got to live with my aunt, but my two brothers did not get to live with my aunt. And so how did this girl do that? Maybe in their mind, they're thinking, let's not put her into the system. Let's keep her with family. But this guy he just got out of prison for shooting a man in the face. What were you guys thinking? I won't ever understand that. And so it is unclear if the child, and youth family services, if they followed up on this report. No one really knows yet. But right now, Adam still is in custody. He is still in custody, and he'll probably stay in there with that as a reason to keep him in there. But they're trying to find answers. He is facing charges of felony second-degree assault, interference with custody, and 2 charges of endangering the welfare of a child. And we need to know more. What is going on, Adam? This is what we don't know at this time. What is going on? Please, if you know anything, report it. Please report it. Okay? You can see on the screen the contact, who to contact. Okay? Investigators are asking that anyone who may have seen the family during the updated time frame of November 28th to December 10th of 2019 to contact a dedicated 24-hour tip line at 603-203-6060. Please, if you know anything about the missing Harmony Montgomery, please share. The reward for information leading to the whereabouts of this missing little Manchester girl continues to grow after an anonymous donation of $25,000 was made to the efforts of finding this girl. Manchester police said the reward for information leading to the 7-year-old Harmony Montgomery has grown to $137,000 after the anonymous donation was made from Washington State. From Washington State. People are getting behind this. And they say that any information, no matter how small or insignificant it may seem, it may contribute to the overall investigation. My friends, please, if you know anything at all, do your part. Let's bring justice to this little girl. We don't know what happened, but I can tell you, after 2 years, they don't know where she's at. That is not a good sign. That is not a good sign. Please, if you know anything, hey, if these are the type of stories you like, please hit that like button, click on that subscribe, and hit that notification bell, my friends. Please, I'm here to offer any help I can. If you want me to cover any case, please comment below. Let me know so I can dive deep into that. I'm Manny Rodriguez, and this has been another episode of Deep True Crime, where we dive deep into these current cases and many times past cases so we can see how corrupt, how messed up, how ugly this world can be, to the extent that you need to be careful with who you are trusting and who you're letting into your world. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Deep True Crime. My friends, let's find Harmony Montgomery. Let's get some peace to Crystal. Let's see what we can find. Little girl, when she went missing, she would have been 5 years old. She would be 7 years old now. Until we know what has happened, we won't know till we know. So please help find the missing little girl, Montgomery. Please, let's do our part. She doesn't deserve to be missing. We'll talk to you later, my friends. Have a great day. Prayers to little Harmony Montgomery.